Gracias por estar con nosotros. Yo soy Mario Decunto y estamos aquí en tu comunidad con Lakeisha Burton, candidata para Sheriff de Jacksonville. Gracias por estar aquí. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be back.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you back because you being here representing our community is just what the Hispanic community needs to know for the big election. Y para los que no me entienden en inglés, vamos a hacer una pequeña traducción para que todo el mundo estemos en la misma página acá. Pero como le está diciendo a nuestra candidata para sheriff, Lakeisha Burton, que es importantísimo que esté aquí porque la comunidad hispana tiene que saber quiénes son los candidatos y con quién mejor que con Lakeisha Burton, que nos va a explicar un poquito de por qué es importante para nuestra comunidad votar. Ahora llega dentro de poquito, ya estamos hasta el 24 de octubre, ya pueden empezar a votar temprano. So just letting everybody know that 24th of October, we can already start early voting.
Yes, can you tell everybody thank you for those who voted for me through the primary? So that's why I'm back here today.
Ah, sí, y bueno, los que no saben, los que votamos, sabemos que ella es la que ganó la elección primaria, ¿ok? La primera elección donde estaban todos los candidatos compitiendo entre uno y el otro, ella es la que llegó al final. Y ahora toca la final, ahora en el 24 de octubre, para que no se olviden que tienen que votar por ella una vez más. So don't forget that we have to vote one more time.
One more time.
Very good. Well, you know, we know it's been a long journey for you. You said 18 months, I think we were talking about earlier. You know, de 18 meses de estar en campaña. Es un laborito, pero vale la pena para nuestra comunidad, ¿no? It's worth it for our community.
Absolutely. I felt a deep desire to get in this race, and every day I've been working to come back and put back on that uniform. We got a lot of work to do.
Sí, así es, mucho trabajo. Y cuando ella quiere volver a ponerse su uniforme porque lamentablemente tuvo que jubilarse, retirarse después de ¿cuántos? How many hours? I'm telling you in Spanish. How many years were you in the force before you had to retire to run for?
For 24 years.
Entonces, después de 24 años, ella se jubiló para poder postularse para sheriff. Y tiene muchas ganas de volver. You're dying, you're chomping at the bit to get back into that suit and uniform.
I am. You know, being a police officer is a calling. It's more than a job. It's a calling, and to be able to help people at different levels and times of their lives, especially in crisis situations, have been a blessing.
Yes, it's true. Sí, es importante ver que el trabajo de policía no es solamente un trabajo, pero es una dedicación que uno tiene que tomar para su vida y para ayudar a la comunidad tiene que ser una persona muy especial porque después de 24 años no cualquiera lo puede hacer. No, not just anybody can do this for 24 years. You really have to have a calling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you know, I was so amazed with your stories that you were telling me about your effectiveness with the budget that you were given and with the team that you were given to get the results that you got over other chiefs that, you know, may have been in that area before or compared to other similar areas. You know, what was your secret? ¿Cuál era el secreto le estoy preguntando, ¿cuál era el secreto de ella que pudo ser ella más efectiva que otro de los jefes en las zonas de Jacksonville para reducir crimen más que en otras zonas cuando ella fue la jefa de su zona?
I think it's a combination of things. I think that I bring a wealth of knowledge and different experiences to the table, and I was leading a young generation of officers who are like sponges, so I was able to influence them in a positive way.
Oh, well, that helps too.
Mm-hmm.
And getting them in the community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I tell people I was able to cultivate this culture of community policing. I believe that the sheriff's office need to be more community-centric, focus on community, all aspects of our community.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sí, importantísimo. Ella tuvo un grupo de policías jóvenes y a veces los jóvenes son a veces los más difíciles de tener, pero para ella los pudo moldear en tener a gente que está y que sabe comunicarse con la comunidad y sabe cómo funcionar ellos con las mismas personas donde viven, y que hay que hacerse amigos con con sus policías. So you got to be friends with your people, with your community.
Absolutely.
You know, we can't get this done, you know, on our own. Like
That's
you were
the
telling
truth.
me. You know, la última vez que estuvo, Lakeisha me dio una idea de lo que es policía, de ser policía y de saber que los policías no pueden estar en todos lados. Necesitan la comunidad para ayudarlos. So the policemen can't always be every place at every moment.
That's
if
right.
it's without our community, how are they going to be informed of what's going on?
That's right. That's why building trust with our community members and making community feel like we are partners, you know, I think is extremely important. Right now in different areas of, you know, different communities, they have a distrust for police. And as a sheriff, I'm going to address that head on and be more proactive with re-engaging and reestablishing trust.
Yes, es muy importante que la gente no le tiene confianza a la policía por muchas cosas que han pasado en los últimos años. But, you know, not just with the things that have been going on for over the last few years in our country, but you're also thinking about the distress that Latin Americans and Hispanics in general have coming from their countries where police are, you know, it's very common, at least I know in Argentina, and I don't know if I already told this story, but, you know, sometimes when a burglar is caught and they run his background, turns out he was actually a policeman. Like,
right.
It's like
Wow.
they use because they don't have very many guns on the street. So if someone's involved in a crime
Right.
in Argentina and is using a gun, there's very close
Right.
chances that he's either a policeman or knows a policeman.
Right.
You know, and
that's why it's so important for officers to be well trained and that they have culture diversity training and that our agency is reflective of our community. So officers will know that information and they are more, they empathize more with the individuals in our community because they know, you know, like this back history of how they perceive police officers.
That is true. It's good to have that cultural awareness. Es importante que la policía americana sepa de las ideas y de las relaciones que hemos tenido en nuestro pasado como latinos con la policía. So that is important for them to know that, and you know, and I'm glad that that's something that you think is important. Qué importante que Lakeisha Burton sabe que la importancia de que saber de lo de la cultura de los latinos y cómo somos nosotros. Just knowing how we are is just important, you know, and it's hard to download that, you know, into somebody. But you know, with time, you know, I think I've seen some good situations come about. I work with families during the day in my normal job. And they've told me several different families, that their interactions with the police have been very positive,
Right.
you know, lately. And that's a good thing, you know. And I know that our last 4 years has been difficult because they've gotten a lot of directives that maybe a lot of police aren't supposed to be in
Right.
charge of, you know. They're not supposed to be immigration officers, you know. So now that they're allowed to just do their jobs, you know, it has been a much more relaxing environment for Hispanic community, knowing that they can get, you know, call a policeman for a certain issue, and that's all they come to do. They're not coming to check to see what they've got going on or what their documents say, or, you know, and that's something that's important. And well, hopefully, I know it's not something that the police can always control, but it's important that at least you're interested in wanting them to know about culture and
absolutely. That's what I've been talking about on the campaign trail. That's the first thing I believe that we have to do is make sure that we change the culture of the police department. And that's what I'm referring to. One of the things I'm referring to is that officers get to know the community and community get to know us. But so certainly there has to be a partnership, and it's going to take both of us, you know, because the police can't do it alone. So if people don't have a trust with us, they won't talk with us, you know. But if you start building relationships, they work with us, and that's what we were able to do in the Arlington Beaches area.
Excellent, excellent. Bueno, yo sé que todo el mundo está preguntando cuáles son las cosas más importantes que tenemos que tener en mente cuando queremos votar. You know, they're saying, what are some of the things that we need to keep in mind when we're looking for a candidate? You know, and what are the biggest issues going on right now in Jacksonville? ¿Cuáles son los problemas más graves que la gente está más preocupada?
Yeah. So the biggest issue is violent crime.
Okay, crimen
You know.
violento. El crimen, no sé cómo es exactamente en español, pero el crimen violento o violencia.
Yeah, so I'll be tackling that first day. But the things that we should be looking for in a candidate is someone who cares, somebody who genuinely cares about all people and serving all people in our city, and not someone that's going to lead and govern from the lens of a political party, but according to the Constitution and what's right, what's decent, and what's just.
Sí, lo importante es tener a alguien que dice nuestra candidata, que alguien que le importa, que tiene esa sensación de comunidad, que sabe que la gente es la más importante. Y tener ese enfoque, en lugar de a veces los candidatos que están pensando más en qué le importa más al partido político. Que ella no quiere pensar tanto en eso, sino que enfocar más en la gente, porque es la gente que tiene que servir, ¿no? So, it's more important. I could see why you want to focus more on the community, because the political party, once you get elected, that you're serving the people.
That's
You're
right.
not serving the. You're
That's
not
right.
serve that political party later.
That's right.
You have to answer to the people.
That's right. And
know?
I will be a share for the people.
That's right. That's right. Well, queremos agradecerle muchísimo a Lakeisha Burton por estar aquí. We want to thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
No se olviden que tienen que votar el 24 de octubre temprano. Ya pueden empezar a votar hasta el 6 de noviembre. Y después se va a tomar un fin de semana donde no pueden votar. Y después de vuelta el 8 de noviembre. Va a ser el último día. Y no les recomiendo que esperen hasta el 8 de noviembre. Les recomiendo que vayan a votar a sus sedes y pueden ir a Supervisor of Elections, duvalelections.com o .org, y ahí ver dónde y cuándo pueden llamar, o también pueden llamar perfectamente y ver dónde tienen que ir a votar. Bueno, thanks again for being here, and we look forward to
Thank you
your
so
success.
much.
You're welcome. Bueno, muchas gracias. No se vayan, ya venimos a nuestra segunda edición.